Welcome to the last episode of 2020 Style and Stories. A little celebration, whatever you call it, now with this pandemic going. And well, we all have to do the best we can. And of course, me and Ola are doing the best we can with a little upgrade here and there. So welcome to After 6. Last episode for 2020. And today we want to talk about the dinner jacket or the tuxedo or the smoking. This is one of the last bastions of wearing a uniform, or that makes men feel like they're wearing a uniform. Could be a little bit stiff. There's some guys who wear it really cool. But let's talk a little bit more about that, and let me show you where it's all coming from. So stay put, and don't forget to subscribe. Here we are with the robe, as men used it 150, 60, 70 years ago. When they all had dinner and went back to the room, the library, with a little cognac or scotch, and they smoked a cigar. They put this on because they wanted to save their jackets from ashes falling off the cigar. So this is like a protection in a way. But look at the shawl collar here. Rounded shawl collar, and you're going to see that a little bit later as well. So this is where it all started, with these long robes, okay? After the longer coat, of course, the coat went shorter, the smoking coat. So it dived in more to a jacket, as you can see. A little bit more heavier instead of silk robe. They used wool or tartans or whatever they could get their hands on, actually. But it all went a little bit more heavier. This a little bit padded shawl collars, beautiful details. You can see all the details down here. A little bit more uniformish, I would say. But and this is where it all took off from here. There are, of course, a lot of stories about the origin from the tuxedo or dinner jacket, as the British call them. So the British is dinner jacket. American is tuxedo. And there is a lot of smoking going on, especially in Northern Europe. The story is the Prince of Wales, later Edward VII, around 1885, cut off his tailcoat, the tails hanging in the back, and made it a shorter jacket because he was a little bit tired of the long tails hanging. So he cut that off. At the same time, there was an American young man, upper class, from New York, a place called Tuxedo Park. He went to England. In some way, he got acquainted with the close circle around the Prince of Wales. So he saw him in that jacket, went to his tailor, that was Henry Poole on Savile Row, and made a couple of coats. Went back to New York, went back to Tuxedo Park, where he changed it a little bit. So, Americans said it started there, English said it started there, but who knows? Okay, guys, I have one rule, okay? Do your own bow tie. Never, ever buy a ready-made bow tie. Cheerio. This is the most classic, single-breasted peak lapel. Also with a spread collar that I put on here. Some guys use the wingtip. I think it's more for the tailcoat, but in my personal opinion. But I prefer the spread collar, and it makes it really simple, not so stiff, a little bit more cool. It all came to Hollywood. One thing you have to understand that tuxedos or evening coats, evening jackets, was not for the common man. It was only for rich and famous and upper class. So Hollywood adopted this for the movie stars, and they all used it from the 20s and further up. I mean, everyone has seen Cary Grant in a tuxedo. He looked fantastic. Paul Newman, Fred Astaire, they all had it. Especially beautiful in black and white, of course. We can also have the double-breasted with the peak lapel. That's also very elegant and very chic. Usually, they used midnight blue because it looked better in the artificial light. It went more darker in the artificial light. They used 3 colors back in the days. It was black, gray, and midnight blue. Gray is gone since a long time ago, but still black and midnight blue. And then I mean midnight blue, not blue blue. Here we have the number 3, the shawl collar. Also beautiful in a double-breasted, if you dare. But I think shawl collar is one of the most classic where it's all began. In the 20s, they started to do dinner jackets with a notch lapel, like a normal jacket lapel. But it just went away. It did arrive again around 1960 with, of course, Sean Connery in Goldfinger, where he was wearing a notch lapel. Smashing. When you get your invitation that says dinner jacket, black tie, or tuxedo, you just show up in a tuxedo. Nothing else. And as long as you show up in what's been written on the invitation card, you're going to be fine. Put your little twist on it if you want to, but... And then one more thing. After 6, the tuxedo, the dinner jacket, the smoking, always went on at dinner after 6. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from us to you. Enjoy.